Yeah.
National Basketball Association, shall we? Let's talk about one LeBron James. LeBron James now with the Cleveland Cavaliers having some chemistry issues with his team. Brian Windhorst was on our show yesterday, and he said that he and Kyrie Irving, after the Portland loss, got into a very heated discussion. And he said it was healthy, actually, and it wasn't a bad thing. Then LeBron tweeted, because the story got some legs, he said, relax, obviously in reference to one Aaron Rodgers. He said, relax. So is this much ado about nothing, or do you believe that there could be some friction here, Steve?
Well, first of all, we all know there's friction because anytime you're a talent, the likes of Kyrie Irving, and you have the level of confidence that he has, and you sign a 5-year, $90 million extension, and then all of a sudden 10 days later, you're an afterthought because LeBron is returning home, it stands to reason that there's going to be some issues. Now, is this something that's not going to be resolved? Of course it's going to get resolved because at the end of the day, you're trying to win basketball games, and Kyrie Irving is either going to get on board or he's going to find his butt out of there. It's just that simple. Regardless of how talented he is, and he is big time talented, a good guy, by the way, as well. The fact of the matter is he's not LeBron James. He's not the 2-time NBA champion. He's not the 4-time league MVP. He's not the individual universally recognized as the best basketball player on the planet. That would be his teammate. Sure. And as a result of that, when you have the kind of resume that LeBron James has, and you walk in there with the intent to win basketball games, not just bloat your stats, that gives you the support of everybody involved. If LeBron James was about playing individual basketball, being on the court for 45 minutes, launching 36 shots and not having a single assist, then people would say, okay, maybe there's something that needs to change there. But that's not the one that LeBron James is not the one that's doing that. And he has the resume to back it up. And more importantly, his agenda and his objective is aligned with what the city of Cleveland has been starving for since its inception into the NBA. They have never captured an NBA championship. This man is on a mission to bring the first title to that city in any sport in 50 years. They're looking at LeBron James, and they're saying that's what he's about. If what Kyrie is about is making sure it's established as his team with his numbers, he's never in a million years going to win that battle, and he will be run out of town. So it's not a big deal because Kyrie Irving doesn't have the level of support one would surmise he could have because LeBron James is there. He's not coming before LeBron. It's really that simple.
So the relaxed tweet is fine. You're good with that.
Well, LeBron is saying relax because LeBron is telling everybody this will get handled. Don't you worry. Whatever it takes, we will do what needs to be done. And he has the cachet and the clout to do that.
I think one person will not appreciate the relaxed tweet, and I think that's Kyrie Irving. And I want to make it clear, are you suggesting if this did continue to fester, and I have no idea if it will, but if it festered through this whole year, if it became a reason they did not achieve the level that we all thought they could achieve, you think that they would trade him? Could it come to that?
Anything's possible. This is certainly too early. Nobody's thinking about that. And again, Kyrie Irving is not a bad guy, so it's not like he's somebody you can't talk to. It's not like he's somebody that doesn't want to win or anything like that. But we must understand, if you are perceived as being an impediment to a franchise's success, and it's between you and LeBron James, who do you think is going to get picked? It is just that simple. Now, I personally believe we shouldn't be thinking about Kyrie Irving as much. Maybe you have the wrong coach in there. Maybe. And I'm not knocking David Black, but he's never coached in the NBA. And this is the first job that he has. That's a lot to take on. So you might have needed a more experienced coach. But that's not to say that Black can't do the job. It's just to say, question mark, if there is a problem, maybe it's because you don't have a seasoned veteran experienced in handling such situations to deal with these potential problems. And you have to be mindful of the fact that you might be putting too much on LeBron James' shoulders because at the end of the day, you kind of need him to play. So he shouldn't be distracted with all of this other stuff. It shouldn't be an issue. In fact, if this was Miami, Pat Riley would have handled this.
I agree. So to me, the unofficial head coach and GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers is LeBron James. So there is a lot of responsibility on his shoulders to fix a situation that he needs help fixing because he's in it and needs to have one's foot out of it. He needs to be the coach unofficially and the teammate. So I look at Kyrie, and let's look at what happened in the characterization of Brian Windhorst, saying that they did have words, but it was healthy, as in constructive. Well, if I was going to completely buy that, then it would have manifested itself in the most recent game in which Kyrie went for 34 with 0 assists. Well, that meant that Kyrie did not appreciate what the words were. He showed you by his actions or his inactions with LeBron that he didn't appreciate it. The words were not healthy in his eyes. Is that fair to say? By what he did, 34 and 0 assists, and half the time he's going solo over here, and LeBron's like, hey, what's up? You know, remember me over here, and would just walk away from the play. So I'm going to remind you again, Kyrie did win MVP of the last All-Star game. He won MVP of the FIBA World Cup tournament in Europe this year. I mean, those are big breakthroughs for this young man. But he is a young man. He's a different kid to me. We've had him on the show a couple of times. He didn't grow up idolizing LeBron James. He respects him, but he doesn't genuflect in front of him. He doesn't worship LeBron James like a lot of kids grew up worshiping LeBron. So LeBron's issue right now is that in Miami, as you well know, in the first year, he was trying to blend in with one of his closest friends, with his mentor, his big brother figure, his advisor, the man who already had won a ring in Dwayne Wade. Well, that's a much easier fit. Those two are going to have a much easier time figuring it out than a Kyrie who's a little distant from LeBron. So I could see that this would be an ongoing issue for a while.
Well, if it's an ongoing issue, he's going to lose. Remember, a name that nobody thinks about, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. They retired his number with the Cleveland Cavaliers last year. Big boy, used to play with LeBron James. That's a big reason why LeBron James is back. Sure. It's not just his family and friends who wanted to be back or whatever. Zydrunas Ilgauskas is a member of that Cavs organization. LeBron showed up for his jersey being hung to the rafters. Mike Miller is there because of LeBron James. Sean Marion is there because of LeBron James. If Ray Allen decides not to retire and to play, and he elects to go to Cleveland, it would be because of LeBron James. When you look at it from that perspective, at some point in time, Kyrie Irving, who grew up and is a highly intelligent young man, you got to see the forest from the trees. You got to understand that this is a losing battle that you're going up against if you're trying to battle what's transpiring and the momentum that's taking place. And not only that, despite the talent of Kyrie Irving, it didn't stop you from winning just 57 games over the last 2 years that you were a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Clearly, you don't make that big of a difference because even though you're that skilled, you are a miniature point guard with mad skills, ball handling skills, shooting ability, etc., etc. But you are not 6'8", 250, a locomotive coming at you, a 4-time league MVP. You don't measure up. So it's like everybody else, whether it's in this audience or throughout the nation, has to recognize, no matter how gifted you are, no matter how skilled you are, no matter what you got going for you, at certain times when you encounter certain individuals, you got to know how to pause, fall back, and play your position. And that is what Kyrie Irving has to do, whether he likes it or not. 45 minutes, 36 shots, not one single assist. With his talent, it is inexcusable. You cannot allow that to happen. No assist in the last 6 quarters with the point guard skills you have, with 2 guys in the corner wide open looking like they're doing jumping jacks, begging for the ball. It's ridiculous.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Can't happen. But you know, he got used to this. He likes to have the ball in his hand, and he likes to shoot it when he feels like shooting it. There's a little Russell Westbrook going on here, just a little bit.
But I don't give Kyrie Irving that pass for this one reason. You can go in the streets and play ball for free, and you know better than shooting shots without passing the damn ball to somebody. And this is for free. You get paid.
Okay.
How you don't know to pass the ball?
Stephen A., you said earlier you think that they'll work it out. Is your gut telling you that?
Yeah. No. I just know LeBron, and I know that the Cleveland Cavaliers and the city of Cleveland are behind him 100%, and it is simply a battle that Kyrie Irving will not win. He is ultra talented. I don't want to lose Kyrie Irving. I certainly don't want to come across as being disrespectful. This kid got mad skills, and he is the future at that point guard spot. But you cannot be viewed as a head case when your compatriot is LeBron James, because he's recognized. This is the biggest thing about LeBron. He is universally recognized as arguably the most unselfish superstar we have ever seen. So everybody knows it's Kyrie because LeBron has been crucified, even by you. Actually by you. Because why? Why? Because he's so unselfish and is willing to defer.
Sometimes.
Now, come on now.
Okay.
Kyrie's not going to win this argument.
Who is the best point guard on the Cavs roster right now?
LeBron?
It's by far times 10, times 100. He's a better point guard.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So is the fix here that we start seeing LeBron bring the ball up the court and initiate the offense?
When they played and lost that game to the Knicks, which I was at, you had LeBron James in the fourth quarter. First 3 quarters, it was Kyrie.
Yep.
In the fourth quarter, it was
Yeah, they
LeBron
switched.
James handling the rock.
I would like to see that.
That needs to be that needs to happen
Yep.
more.
All right, gentlemen, battle of egos, battle of position.